Hey everyone, today I tried a bit more my Adkins in PvE versus Nedgia 40, and in fact I replaced my Lydia by her, and there is a reason behind that. In fact, you have two consolidations when you have both of them in the same team, and so it's useless, but you have something else, and I think this is working that way. You have 30% less basic attack and skill damage taken on your heroes when you have the ice consolidation of Adkins, but with Lydia you are also gonna have some damage reduction, okay, passively. And the fact is that when you have both in the same team, I feel like both effects are not working together. So it's useless in my opinion to use both Lydia and Adkins in the same team. So this is what I used to try to beat Nedgia 40. I have two limited heroes only, I'm gonna say only in the team, because before I was using Lydia in there and I'm using other limited heroes in my main team. But look at that, hey, 212 turn to clear Nedgia 40 with that team, two limited heroes only. I have two mythic heroes and Adkins, so I feel like this is pretty great. I'm gonna try more teams in the future to try to find better teams with less limited heroes, but there is something that you have to take into consideration. On my account, I have crazy stats, okay? I have legendary echoes, I have blessings, I have a full sanctuary, I have a ton of talents. My account is really big today, so I have a lot of extra stats, but if you want to replicate that team with your account power, maybe you are going to be able to farm the stage 36, 37, 38, depending on your account, okay, with the same team. So let's have a look to the team. So on the first turn, there is a Pauline in front, so I'm not going to use the freeze of my Nicholas. I'm keeping that for the next turn. So now I can control them, and this is what I'm gonna do with my Nicholas. So there we go. On the second turn, I'm using the ice consolidation with my Adkins to protect my heroes, because on the first turn I had the damage immunity from my Nordak. And so now look at how fast they are dying thanks to Nita. She is a great damage dealer even on Nedgia, where you are not gonna have some poison damage increase. 40 turns and the first wave is over. Second wave, damage immunity on my heroes, they are frozen. And now I just have to kill them as fast as I can, and so I can start the last wave. Almost done. Look at all the pursuits, by the way, this is pretty fun. Okay, another ultimate from Nita, and there we go, the wave is over. Boss wave already. 73 turns, damage immunity on the first wave as always, and I freeze Ariel so she is not counter-attacking my heroes. In fact, this is not a counter-attack, she's taking a turn with more damage and she is killing my heroes normally. So I lost the apple on my Nita, but it shouldn't be that bad. In fact, normally now the boss is gonna have a lot of poisons, he's gonna have less crit rates and less skill damage, less attack thanks to Little Jack, and so normally thanks to the ice consolidation and the damage reduction of Adkins and all the shields I'm gonna have on my heroes, I should not lose any HP at all. So let's see if it's right or not. 78% HP remaining on the boss. Okay, I took some damage on Little Jack, but it just broke the shield in fact. And now I just have to be patient, the boss is gonna die over time. Half HP remaining on the boss. 158 turns. I lost a bit of HP on my Little Jack, so this is not 100% safe apparently, but it is still really consistent. By the way, I don't have Lydia in the team, so I don't have my cooldown that often as before. So I need a ton of shields on my heroes to survive longer. This is gonna be the goal. And look at that, the boss is almost dead. There we go, 206 turns, 3 minutes to kill the boss. So I think that it's pretty good in my opinion. If you want to know the smart casting of my team, this is it, okay? On the first wave, I'm not using any setup on my Little Jack. On my Nordak, I'm telling him to use only once the ultimate, and same comment for the second wave, and for the last wave, everything opened. On my Nicholas, I'm telling him to use the first active skill as the first action of the wave, and then 2 times the ultimate, because I want the ultimate for the second wave, and I'm replicating the same for the second wave for the ultimate, and then on the last wave everything opened. On my Nita, I have everything opened, and on my Adkins, I'm telling her to use twice the ultimate on the first wave, twice on the second wave, and then a priority on the ultimate on the last wave. And if you check my auras, I have only one Skillmaster aura 1 star, and I have no Combat Vanguard aura, so it could be way better than that in the future. I have a ton of good pieces of gear on my Little Jack. He has crazy stats. This is what he has: 2043 speed, 55k attack, 300% mastery, and 91% effect hit. This is crazy. He has a ton of stats. He has also 20% extra mastery there, and 9% more burning damage there, and a bit of extra effect hit. He has a Dadeco level 30 1 star, so he has a ton of extra mastery in there and more damage as well. My Nordak has a ton of speed. You need on the stage 40 of Dungeons, Dwarven Ruins to have more than 2680 speed to outspeed the boss and use your damage immunity before being attacked by the boss. He has a ton of health, as you can see, and this is the only stats he needs: speed first and HP then, to have a better shield on your heroes. I have a Dwarven Blessing aura 5 stars to have more health on him. I'm using Dadeco to have more health on him, and I'm using a few blessings to increase his HP. Crit rate, you don't need that for that content, and tenacity, this is mostly for PvP. On my Nicholas, a Skillmaster aura 1 star, I have a lot of speed and effect hit. This is the only stats that matters on him, and then an extra HP to have a better shield, and maybe some healing effects so he can heal a bit your heroes, because this is gonna be the only healer you're gonna have in the team. I have some extra freeze heat to freeze waves, it helps a lot in that dungeon. Some extra crit rate, this is completely useless, and some freeze resistance, but this is mostly for PvP. On my Nita, advanced heat aura 3 stars only, and I think it's level 15, something like that. I have some penetration sets and a lot of mythic gear. She has a 57k attack, 2260 speed, this is mostly for PvP, you don't need that amount of speed for PvE. I have close to 140 effect hits on her. You don't need a high effect hit for PvE though, you need around 100, this is gonna be enough. 200% mastery. I'm using Dadeco, so she has more attack and more poison damage, some effect hit blessings, and some extra poison damage. And finally, on my Adkins, I'm using a blue Victory Rush aura because I don't have a better to use on her for now. Otherwise, I would recommend to use a Boss Layer aura for PvP to deal more damage. I'm using Dadeco to have a bit more resistance because the goal is going to be to have more than 200. So she's gonna have a more crit rate, crit damage, and apply the ice consolidation on your heroes. And then you need to have a lot of HP on her. The more the HP, the stronger the shield, and the more the damage she's gonna do on the basic attack. Then I have some HP blessings, crit rate blessings, and resistance blessings. So as I was saying at the beginning of the video, I have a big sanctuary. I have everything completed in there, and this is what it gives to me. So this is really insane, the stats you are having there. And in the Incarnate Sanctuary, I have some good stats as well. More HP on my defenders, more shield effect from my defenders, 10% more piercing rate for my attackers, 10% more crit damage for my attackers as well, 10% effect hit on my supports, and a bit more bleeding damage. Then it's only some extra utilities for the faction abyss, the arena, and for the drop rates and multi-battles. I'm close to have all my class talents. And for my mark talents, I have a ton. I mainly focused on my red mark, as you can see, and my force mark. And now I'm starting to upgrade my blue mark for my download rebellion for PvP. and then I'm gonna start upgrading my green mark. So guys, that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna try more stuff in the future, trying to build different teams to push more content in PvE with less limited heroes. It could be interesting. Let me know what you think about that in the comment below. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.